Luis Suárez. Suarez had a career full of goals, trophies, and scandal. He scored at every club he joined, but his name followed a different storyline, one built on controversy that never seemed to go away. In 2010, while playing for Ajax, Suarez bit PSV's Otman Bakal on the shoulder. That earned him a 7-match ban. 2 years later, now at Liverpool, he racially abused Patrice Evra and was hit with an 8-game suspension by the FA. The next year, another bite, this time on Chelsea's Branislav Ivanovic. The cameras caught it and Suarez picked up a 10-match ban. Then came the 2014 World Cup, Uruguay versus Italy. Suarez clashed with Giorgio Chiellini and bit him on the shoulder during the match. FIFA stepped in quickly, 4-month suspension from all football-related activity. No club games, no training, no stadium access. Even before the bites, he was already controversial. In 2010, he blocked a goal-bound shot with his hand against Ghana in the World Cup quarter-final. Uruguay advanced. Ghana went home. That single act turned him into a villain across an entire continent. Ashley Cole. In 2006, he went from fan favorite to public enemy in the space of a single quote. Arsenal had offered him a new deal worth £55,000 a week. His response? He nearly swerved off the road in disgust. That line hit the press like a slap in the face to every fan who ever sang his name. The fallout was immediate. Arsenal fans felt betrayed. He was their academy-grown star, part of the Invincibles, and suddenly the narrative flipped. They burned shirts, booed his every touch, and handed him the nickname Ashley Cole. And then came the twist. He joined Chelsea, the club he'd secretly met with while still under contract. Arsenal got fined, Cole got fined, and the rivalry between the two clubs got even nastier. His on-pitch performances never dipped. He became one of the best left-backs in the world at Chelsea, winning everything from league titles to the Champions League. But the image never recovered. Tabloids fueled the fire with stories of partying, cheating, and bust-ups. Every headline fed into the character Arsenal fans already believed he'd become. Even years after retirement, that bridge has never been rebuilt. Samir Nasri. When he moved to Arsenal, fans expected magic, and for a while he delivered. Tight dribbles, sharp goals, and a flair that made him one of Wenger's most exciting signings. But behind the scenes, his ego was building a reputation of its own. By 2011, he was refusing contract renewals and eyeing Manchester City. Arsenal fans saw it coming, but they didn't expect the way he left, mocking them after the move and calling the Emirates atmosphere library quiet. That line stuck. He went from loved to loathed in a heartbeat. Things didn't get better. At City, his form dipped, his attitude didn't. Public spats with journalists, fallouts with teammates, and endless headlines turned him into tabloid fuel. Then came the real blow, a doping ban in 2018 over an IV treatment that violated UEFA rules. Nasri claimed it was for hydration. UEFA wasn't convinced. The ban lasted 18 months. By the time he tried comebacks with West Ham and Anderlecht, his image was already toast. No redemption arc, no career revival, just a trail of bad press and burned bridges. Eric Cantona. Before there were social media bans, Netflix docs, or press-trained apologies, Eric Cantona delivered football's most unforgettable meltdown with a single flying kick. And it didn't even land on a player. It was January 25th, 1995. United had just gone down to 10 men after Cantona was sent off for kicking Crystal Palace defender Richard Shaw. He didn't walk off angry, he walked off with purpose. Just as he approached the touchline, a Palace fan named Matthew Simmons yelled something racist and personal. Cantona didn't hesitate. He leapt into the crowd, studs up, and karate kicked the man in the chest before throwing a few punches. Security dragged him away. Fans were frozen. The match. Irrelevant now. The FA banned him for 9 months. He missed the rest of the season. Lost the league title, faced assault charges, community service. Nike dropped him, France dropped him, the world flipped, except in Manchester. United fans turned him into a legend. They defended him, sang for him. Sir Alex Ferguson stood by him, and when Cantona returned, he won them the double in 1996. Roy Keane. But before we get into him, hit that like button and subscribe so that the video can be pushed to more people. Thanks. Now, moving on. Roy didn't just tackle players, he eliminated them, and in April 2001, he took aim at one man with chilling precision. It started 4 years earlier. Manchester United were playing Leeds, and Keane chased a loose ball near Alfie Haaland. As he collapsed with a torn ACL, Haaland stood over him, accusing him of faking it. Keane never forgot. That moment sat in his memory like a loaded weapon. Fast forward to a Manchester derby. Haaland was now at City. Keane saw his chance. In the 86th minute, he went in studs up, full force, catching Haaland flush on the knee. The ref sent him off instantly, but the real shock came a year later, when Keane admitted in his autobiography that it was revenge. He wrote, "I'd waited long enough," then added, "I hit him hard. I don't regret it." The fallout was brutal. The FA handed him a 5-match ban and a £150,000 fine. Haaland, already battling injury, never started another game for City. Alan Shearer, he scored goals for fun, captained his country, and finished as the Premier League's all-time top scorer. But for rival fans, the image of Shearer was far less noble. They saw flying elbows, sly fouls, and a reputation that somehow stayed clean despite a long list of dirty moments. In 1998, things boiled over. Shearer kicked Leicester's Neil Lennon in the head during a scuffle. The FA reviewed it. The evidence was clear. Still, no ban. England's World Cup was weeks away, and Shearer was captain. Lennon was furious. So were plenty of fans. That wasn't an isolated case either. Shearer's elbows became a signature move, and defenders knew it. No matter how many times someone got caught by a stray arm, referees rarely reached for a red. Even in retirement, the target on his back didn't fade. As a pundit, he's been accused of favoritism, especially toward Newcastle. Some call him dull, others say he protects his friends. The irony? He's called out others for violent play, the same kind he got away with for years. Robin van Persie, he captained Arsenal through injuries, rebuilds, and endless next season promises. He was their star, technically gifted, lethal in the box, and finally fit. Then in 2012, with 1 year left on his contract, he released a public letter saying he wouldn't be renewing. The wording? Cold. No thank yous, no emotion, just business. A few weeks later, he joined Manchester United. Arsenal fans were furious. They had stuck with him through 7 injury-riddled seasons. Now, just as he peaked, he was gone, and to a direct rival. The worst part came fast. Van Persie didn't just join United, he dominated. 26 league goals, title winner, player of the season. The image of him scoring against Arsenal and being lifted by Ferguson like a trophy stung hard. Banners came down, social media turned toxic, the boos never stopped. Years later, some Arsenal fans softened, others never did. On the other hand, Van Persie defended his move by saying the club lacked ambition. United offered trophies, he got one, but the damage at the Emirates never healed. John Terry, he won everything at Chelsea, 5 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cups, a Champions League, and more than 700 appearances. But outside of Stamford Bridge, his name still sparks resentment that goes far beyond football. In 2010, tabloids exposed his affair with Vanessa Parencel, the ex-girlfriend of his England teammate Wayne Bridge. The fallout exploded. Bridge refused to shake Terry's hand during their next Premier League match. Fans turned on him across stadiums. England stripped him of the captaincy just months before the World Cup, creating chaos in the dressing room and sparking a divide that never quite healed. Then came the Anton Ferdinand incident in 2011. Terry was accused of racially abusing the QPR defender during a match. Criminal charges were filed. Though he was cleared in court, the FA later banned him for 4 matches and fined him £220,000 after their own investigation. The scandal reignited national debates, drew widespread criticism, and ended his international career for good. Despite the headlines, Chelsea stuck by him. So did their fans. He stayed captain, kept lifting trophies, and finished his career as one of the most decorated defenders in Premier League history. But for millions of others, John Terry's name never came without baggage. Pepe. For over a decade, he was Real Madrid's chaos generator in defense. Aggressive, unpredictable, and always walking the line between hard tackle and full meltdown. His most infamous moment came in 2009 against Getafe. After a penalty was awarded, Pepe lost control. He kicked Javier Casquero twice while he was on the ground, then slapped another Getafe player in the face during the aftermath. Referees handed him a 10-match ban, but the damage was already done. Fans didn't forget, and his name became shorthand for dangerous defending. Every El Clasico added fuel. He clashed with Messi, Iniesta, and almost everyone in a Barcelona shirt. Accusations of diving, play acting, and dirty fouls piled up. Slow-motion replays made him a villain in highlight reels across the world. Diego Costa. From the first whistle, defenders knew they were entering a war zone. At Chelsea, he became the face of controlled aggression, or, depending on who you asked, barely controlled. In a 2015 match against Arsenal, Costa sparked one of the season's most heated showdowns. He shoved Laurent Koscielny in the face, then baited Gabriel Paulista into a red card. The incident led to a 3-match ban for violent conduct, handed out after the match once cameras caught everything the officials missed. That game wasn't an outlier. Costa had a knack for pushing limits. He racked up yellow cards, picked fights with defenders, and grinned through the chaos. At times, it seemed like he thrived on controversy more than goals. Managers defended him, opponents hated him. Neutral fans didn't stay neutral for long. Off the pitch, things didn't slow down. His falling out with Antonio Conte came via text. One day he was leading the line, the next exiled. He returned to Atletico Madrid and picked up right where he left off. Bookings, arguments, goals. He knew how to rattle opponents and tilt matches before the scoreboard even changed. For Chelsea fans, he brought silverware. For everyone else, he brought headaches. Carlos Tevez. Tevez never followed a smooth path. He joined West Ham under one of the weirdest transfer deals the Premier League had ever seen, helped save them from relegation, and then showed up at Manchester United. That move alone raised eyebrows. The contract situation dragged into courtrooms, but once he hit the pitch, he delivered. Then came the twist. After winning titles with United, Tevez crossed the city. Manchester City dropped a billboard in the heart of town. Welcome to Manchester. United fans went ballistic. The betrayal stung deeper than any transfer fee. Tevez had gone from title winner to a symbol of their noisy neighbours, and the drama kept rolling. In 2011, during a Champions League match against Bayern, Tevez reportedly refused to come on as a sub. Mancini said he was finished. Tevez flew back to Argentina, skipped training for months, and was spotted playing golf. The headlines didn't stop. The punishment barely stuck. By the end of the season, he was back, and City lifted their first Premier League trophy in dramatic fashion. Gonzalo Higuain. He scored over 300 goals in his career, played for Real Madrid, Napoli, Juventus, and reached 3 finals with Argentina. None of that changed the way many fans remembered him, especially in his home country. In the 2014 World Cup final against Germany, Higuain had a golden chance. A misplayed back pass sent him through on goal. He went for it early and dragged the shot wide. Later, he had a goal ruled out for offside. Argentina lost 1-0 in extra time. 2 straight Copa America finals followed in 2015 and 2016. In both, Higuain found himself in scoring positions. In both, the finishing wasn't there. The criticism back home was relentless. Memes, talk shows, and fan chants focused more on what he missed than anything he ever scored. Messi even briefly retired from the national team. Some said the pressure got to everyone. Higuain was labeled a choker, even as he kept scoring for top clubs in Europe. Eventually, he stepped away from international duty. When asked, he said the criticism affected his family and mental health. Trent Alexander-Arnold. This one is controversial, but of course, we had to cover him. And you know why. You see, his rise at Liverpool was meteoric. Homegrown from age 6, a Champions League winner by 20, and a creator of miracles with pinpoint crosses, his legacy stood on assists, trophies, and local legend status. That status fractured all at once in 2025 when he signed for Real Madrid. The move ripped through Anfield. Fans accused him of betrayal, branding him a rat and traitor, especially because Madrid looms large in Liverpool's Champions League heartbreaks. Shirt burnings and angry chants overshadowed the farewell speeches. As he was booed when announced as a substitute, Klopp admitted he felt disappointed, saying, "This club doesn't forget. After 20 years, he decided he wanted to go somewhere else." It was a harsh moment for a player long adored. Real Madrid paid roughly £10 million to secure him early so he could play in the Club World Cup, even though his contract was expiring. At his unveiling, he delivered his first speech in fluent Spanish, a dream come true moment. He wore the number 12 jersey with Trent on the back, quietly distancing from the number 66 era. Supporters at Real Madrid embraced him eagerly. Back in Liverpool, the response was ice cold. So now that you've seen the most controversial football legends torn between love and loathing, Here's the real question. If you could erase one player's drama from football history, who would it be and how different would the game look today? Drop your answers in the comments as you like the video and subscribe for more like this.